Sometimes the best flips don't start with a beautiful house, they start with a property most people walk away from. Recently, we bought one of the worst looking villas in one of Dubai's best family communities.
Welcome to Arabian Ranches. This family-oriented neighborhood wins around an 18-hole championship golf course, polo fields, lakes, parks, and quiet tree-lined streets. This season, we are taking you behind the scenes of a full villa transformation.
Yeah, I must be blind cause the way that it's looking, I'm trying, but I don't see no competition. I got success in my future, man, how do I know it? This prophecy, no premonition.
I'm Joe. In sport, there are no shortcuts. You either do the work or you don't get the result. I've built my life and my business around the same principle. Discipline first, results after.
Pushing myself to the limit.
Hi Joe, how are you?
Federica, very well. How are you?
Good, nice to see you.
You too?
I'm so excited to be here today. It's a beautiful community.
Right.
Why did you choose this community in particular?
From the second you walk into Arabian Ranches, I mean, just look around, you can hear the birds, you can see the greenery. This is one of the most mature communities in Dubai. So naturally, when people first come here, especially when we're looking at reselling properties here, people instantly feel like home away from home. Secondly, well, a lot of these villas like this one, they sit on huge plots.
Yeah.
Okay, so
It's quite big, the space, yeah.
yeah, I mean, we're sitting in a 3-bedroom house on a 7,000 square foot plot, which you don't get anymore.
Show me the interior, I want to see all the progress
All
now.
right, cool, let's go. All right, welcome inside.
Wow.
There's a lot of progress since last time, so let's get into what we've done. They had dark walls, dark rooms, old wallpaper, heavy wooden furniture, tired finishes, and a garden that looked completely abandoned. But underneath all of that, this villa had exactly what we're looking for. Location, plot size, structure. This is the main living space, okay? So through that room was the original kitchen. All right, and what we've done, okay, we're gonna open up this entire area. This wall here, this is about to go. So we're gonna take it all the way to the end, almost all the way to the end because there is a structural column. And then we're gonna blow this out and then we're gonna have a huge open plan space.
Wow, so
okay?
kitchen and living room.
So what we've done, we've created this huge open plan space because originally, I mean, like, it's like this, it's very boxy, you know, you've got these small spaces, these old style design villas.
With
this
rooms
is how they
and
are,
rooms.
all right?
So the demolitions have been done, but now what is missing is the extensions, basically, right?
Yes, and the reason that's not started is just because we're waiting for the DDA approval, Dubai Development Authority approval.
Yeah.
Generally takes between 6 to 8 weeks,
Okay.
but we don't like to waste time, so we apply for the small permits first,
Yeah.
so we can get in here and do
And
the work.
then the separate permit, the extension, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Okay.
So with these villas, you're allowed to add up to 10% of the existing built-up area. But just because you can, it doesn't mean you should max it out every time. Every additional square foot has a cost. In this case, permits alone can be around 700 to 1,000 dirhams per square foot. And that's before you even add the cost of the construction. So the real question is, will that extra space actually come back in the resale value? We're adding a 4th bedroom, putting in an ensuite.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's
So
pretty much
that's
what we're doing.
how
the
your
added
cost
value.
will be repaid. Yeah.
Exactly.
Perfect. From what I see, Joe, are we in the little kitchen here?
Yeah, this is our little kitchen. This is what's getting designed now. All of this is getting pushed out
Once you get the approval, yeah.
once we get the approval. So as I said to you, like, you know, you're gonna have your nice kitchen island here, which is gonna be like a nice stone with a beautiful like vein throughout it.
Nice.
You know, very aesthetic. So right now we're in the ground floor bedroom. We originally had the maid's room through there, but we blocked it all off, created an extra ensuite bathroom here. Well, this was the kitchen, right? So as we're extending out, we created this bedroom, blocked this wall up, so we got a 4th ground floor bedroom plus ensuite.
This is where the flip becomes smart. The old layout is not simply being refreshed, it's being completely reworked. By moving the kitchen and creating an additional room with its own ensuite bathroom, the house becomes more functional, more flexible, and more valuable for a family buyer. And because this room is not designed for only one specific use, it can easily become a guest bedroom, a home office, a children's room, or even a private gym. That flexibility is exactly what adds value.
All right, so here is the powder room. All the tiling is already started. So all the plumbing, electrical, everything's been done. And now you can see the tiles are on. So basically, before the grouting starts, everything's been aligned. Door heights. So we're gonna have frameless, tall doors. It was an expense, but that's the first thing, especially when you're selling this house for like nearly £3 million to somebody.
Yeah, you want to see these nice touches.
These touches, you know.
So I see there is quite a good progress already. What about the timeline?
So from the day that we got in this project, we expect to finish within 5 months, to be honest.
Okay.
Yeah,
On
5
site.
months. On site. And then we probably allow an extra few weeks for snagging. So
Yeah.
we just basically, rectify any small changes. But 5 to 6 months is pretty much the timeline from the day we get in and get the NOCs to the day that we're putting the furniture in.
Wow.
5 months, 6 months.
5 months is good actually for this size of property.
Yeah, we got a lot of men working on the site. It's very organized, very well structured. We're executing every single week. Welcome outside.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love this garden. I can already imagine the family that is gonna live here.
I know, right?
Like spending time here, especially when the weather is nice as now.
It's so peaceful in Arabian ranches, and like these trees, you can't just go and buy these trees. This is 20 years worth of growth.
Yes.
So it really adds to like the privacy, the maturity of the community, and you can see the progress that we've made so far is pretty great. So
Yes.
we've got the pool now, which is ready. So we're actually putting a fiberglass pool in here, which is going to be inserted on top of the existing
Okay.
of the structure that we've built so far. We're going to have a beautiful pergola area, barbecue area, pizza oven, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's going to be really nice.
Nice.
And actually down there, because it's not just a walkway, right? So we're going to create like a nice Japanese garden with a seating area, fire pit, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
Decorated
yes.
with a lot of plants and gravel and stuff like that, This is where your sun loungers, so you'll actually have the water coming up to here.
Yeah.
And the sun loungers will be in the pool, all right? And then you've got, I think it's like 9 by 4, that's the distance. And again, when you've got the nice bifold doors with the extension coming out onto it, it's gonna look like like its own little oasis,
Yeah.
And that's what we go for.
This is the part where you need imagination. Right now, it's still a construction site, but the plot is the real treasure of this villa. Mature trees, privacy, space, and the possibility to create different outdoor zones. Pool, pergola, barbecue, fire pit, and a small garden retreat. In Dubai, outdoor living is not just a nice extra. For the right months of the year, it becomes another living room. Are we keeping this, Joe?
Oh yeah, we're keeping the wallpaper and the blinds. Yeah.
I love it.
They're like tea-stained blinds, so we've got some beautiful tea-stained blinds, some really elegant wallpaper. What do you think of the design?
So 2026, I want it for my house as well.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think this is what's going to sell the house, to be honest. Just this when you walk up.
I love it.
Yeah, perfect. So this Bridgerton wallpaper has seen at least 3 owners, 2 market cycles, and probably 1 very dramatic dinner party.
Wallpaper actually has a very noble history. In Britain, in 1712, Queen Anne introduced a wallpaper tax because printed wallpaper was considered a luxury. But after seeing this blue diamond situation, I think we need a new law. Not a tax to use the wallpaper, but a fine for using wallpaper like this.
Okay, welcome upstairs. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit about each bedroom just to give you a bit of context behind what we've done. We have to think of everything in these houses. Originally, this was just 1 bathroom shared between these 2 bedrooms, but again, one of the biggest objections you'll get is, well, why are all the rooms not ensuite? I should be paying for a property with all ensuite. So what we did, we separated and slightly modified and extended this space to create 2 bathrooms, all right? So now we've got an ensuite in bedroom 1 and bedroom 2.
Okay. Yeah, I think it's very nice. It looks a little bit like travertine, but it's not travertine, which is better, right? Because travertine is porous.
Yes.
So in the toilet, it's not a good fit. It will just absorb moisture, water, and it's very difficult to clean.
Yeah.
So I think it's a nice finish. It's safe. It's easily cleanable, and everyone will like it.
Especially in a flip, we need to see the colours light and the colour palette neutral. And the reason for that, we've seen the biggest pool of buyers who are coming in, looking for those bright colour schemes, and they're generally the ones who are going to buy the house from us.
It's very important to keep the box or the generic permanent finishes very neutral and light, because the buyer that comes in will personalize with the rug, the painting, the wallpaper, whatever they want. It's very easy to change a rug or a painting, but it's not very easy to retile a bathroom.
Exactly. Welcome to the master bedroom. So this space is interesting, I'll tell you why. As I said, this wall is going to be blown out, okay? And we're going to add the extension there so we can create the walk-in wardrobe. So what's interesting as well, again, we got to put ourselves in the mindset of the buyer. you know, you've got to have a beautiful open plan kitchen, a living space, and the wife always wants a walk-in wardrobe.
Yeah, for sure.
You need a lot of wardrobe space, and originally this master bedroom, in my opinion, it's not very master.
Yeah.
We've got to make it stand out. So we're doing the extension over there. We're going to add in a beautiful walk-in wardrobe with some nice carpet, mirrors, little vanity in the middle.
Nice.
So I'm excited to show.
I'm excited for the wife.
Oh yeah, she will love it. And then over here is the master bathroom. Now, again, all the tiling, everything has been done in here, and this window never existed. So we got the approval to put an NOC in there, and we've just, obviously last week smashed it through.
Yeah, I think it's a good move. But I wanted to tell you something, like in Italy, people will not buy a house or an apartment if there is no window in the toilet.
If there is no window in the toilet? Really?
Yeah, so one time I had an apartment and there was a window, but it was giving in a kind of shaft. You know, it was opening in a shaft, not outside. It was so difficult to sell the house.
No way.
Yeah, for me it was like fine. Like in Dubai, in the apartments, there is.
So that put the buyer off.
Yes.
Wow. Well, I'm so glad we put this window in now.
Yes.
Imagine if we lost a buyer because of that.
Maybe it was an Italian. To recap, what's actually changing in Joe's villa design is, first, the ground floor is being opened up to create a large kitchen and living area. Second, the layout is being reworked to create a fourth bedroom with an ensuite bathroom. Third, the garden is being transformed into an outdoor living oasis with a pool, pergola and the sitting area. And finally, upstairs, the master bedroom will be extended to create a proper walk-in wardrobe.
So the purchase price of this house was around 8.45 million dirhams. Then you've got a 4% DLD charge, 2% broker commission, and then, of course, you've got your construction cost. Now, all in all, we're going to be spending around 2.5 million dirhams on this property, maybe more, and that's going to include furnishing, but of course, that includes all of your design fee, your extensions, everything, all right? And then on the exit, we're hoping to achieve around 13.5 to 14 million. Now, and then on the exit, as part of our model at Keystone, we actually take a profit share because, as you can see, we're at this project every single day, and you know, we manage the entire operation, so our investors don't actually have to get involved. So it's like a turnkey solution for our investors.
So we have the property, we have the design, now the real work has just begun.
The overall idea is very clear: bring in more light, open up the layout, and create an entertainment villa. Next time, we'll come back during construction when the walls are moving, the pool is taking shape, and the vision starts to become real. The staircase is always the most difficult part.
We are about to start the major works in here. All the tiling work has been done.
On the 28th of February, something happened that nobody can forecast in a renovation.
So now the question is, can they protect the investment? Even a small surprise on site could compromise the entire plan.